What's cracking, squad? What's craking? It's your boy, your host, Keith, man of letters, knowledge, information, and entertainment. This video is, you might not find this video very entertaining if you are new to the channel. We're just kicking it. Basically doing a sort of behind the scenes. I'm making a really cool video on the 3 types of entities that can haunt you, possess you, take over your soul. But, I thought it would be neat to sort of do before and after of the videos so that we can shoot the shit and you guys can kind of see what's going on behind the scenes. And what's up, squad? Happy Sunday. How you guys doing? Rose Orchard, John Smith, Magic Lotus, Alchemy, Bianca Jaguar, Erica B. So this is going to be dope. Hitchhiker, Parasite, and Possessor. And then you guys will get to see the professional, well-shot video of the final product as an actual pre-recorded video. As an ode to Halloween. But just to let you guys know what we're working with so far, we have the Hitchhiker, who is an entity that just catches a lift with you. I've been doing some research. I'm not sure where this guy gets the information. Hang out like a double shadow for an indefinite amount of time. The only thing is, it doesn't say why. So the first one is Hitchhiker, and then someone that just catches a lift with you. Mariah Mavala. Interesting timing. Maybe you have an entity trying to catch a ride with you. Who knows? But that would be the Hitchhiker. And then of course we have the Parasite, something that actually sucks energy from you. Drained of energy, always tired, possibly irritable. You can get physical illnesses in the body, which mainstream medical professionals can't explain. Ooh, Bennett. Thank you for that, Bennett. We'll look that up right now. Ooh, double R. So I've only made one so far. I've been kind of busy. Thank you guys for hanging out with me, by the way. This is the first one. It's pretty fire. It's strong. I don't know. The thing is with perfumes is I don't actually wear perfumes myself because I've never been into fucking perfumery and all the crazy chemicals and shit. It just didn't seem to make sense. I always liked natural things. And I found out that natural perfumes exist, botanical perfumes exist. I was like, oh shit, I might be into that. So, it smells very Middle Eastern. I think because I use frankincense and myrrh is part of the base of this is frankincense and myrrh. So it definitely smells very, very ancient and Middle Eastern. But there's also a lot of notes in there that are from this side of the world. Like I have some white sage oil that I distilled last week and put some white sage oil in there. And some rose oil. It's a nice mix, you guys. It's a really nice mix. But alright, I found Mythos, which looks like a spooky ass book. Shape shifting. Alright. So you have the Hitchhiker, you have the Parasite, and the Possessor. When you actually get possessed, and the power of Christ has to be brought upon you to banish the demon. So basically, what I want to do is put together a video of why some people attract dark entities. What type of people do they go after? What kind of shit are you messing around with that makes you more susceptible to being possessed? Where do they come from? Why are they here? Um, some signs that you might have an entity on you, latched, attached to the soul, not letting go. Your basics. Ooh, alchemy. Yeah, hit me with that email because that would be helpful for this too. Do you have my email? What's up, Dominic? Um, add incense with fragrances. Ooh, the difference between ghosts and entities. Ghosts, harmless. Um, entities, apparently not so much. So here's what I have so far. The difference between ghosts and entities. Um, Ghosts are generally harmless and just want to say greetings, tidings. Tend to just be trying to get our attention in order to move on. They are stuck, trapped in this world, caught for whatever reason. Who knows? Maybe they looked into a mirror when they were dying and they got stuck. They got stuck in this dimension. But no one can really know for sure, can they? So that's a ghost. Entities are something a little more malicious. Things that will stick to you to get from one place to another, say like a cursed object. A parasite, someone that sticks to you for the long run so that they can absorb energy from you. And the spookiest is the possessor, the one that sticks to you and actually starts to control your emotions. Um, there's actually a term called glossolalia. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. And these are actually documented cases of people speaking fluent languages that they shouldn't know, languages that are dead languages, like ancient Hebrew and shit like that. These people are speaking these languages as they're possessed. And, of course, the idea is, how the fuck do people speak languages fluently that have been dead for thousands of years? Scientists don't have an answer. Of course, everyone else has an answer. They say your ass is possessed, but science doesn't want to agree to something as silly as possession. So they just say it's undetermined. Fluke chance, maybe. Um, some people call it speaking in tongue. Are you fucking speaking in tongue, man? What's going on? So these are the things I've gotten so far. I'm trying to find cases. If you guys can help me find an actual. I know there's a dude named William Samarin, which is a spooky ass last name, Samarin. Italy, the Netherlands, Jamaica, Canada, United States over the course of 5 years. This guy, the Puerto Ricans of the Bronx, the snake handlers of the Appalachians, and the spiritual Christians from Russia and Los Angeles. Hmm. He who gave his life for you, he it is who speaks within you. Hmm. What do you guys think? Think possession is real? You think demonic spirits can actually tie on and use your body as a vessel to do their bidding? the spooks. What Google's doing some weird shit these days. Let's see here. Man of science confronts demonic possession. Can people speak demon? So we have an expert in demonology. Demons are small four-legged animals with heads of human beings and are not able to speak to us directly. He says, I know this because my first possession dealt with a succubus that called herself Abigail. At first, I thought the demon was here to help with a problem I have with astral fragments, as demons attack and kill astral frags as well. Not to mention, I was also suffering from loneliness, so I welcomed it. The demon somehow started to fall in love with me. And on 2 occasions, it tried to speak to me aloud but made strange sounds like a gerbil or a hamster. My spirit guide told me Abigail was trying to tell me she loved me, but didn't know we humans cannot understand what demons are saying. That being said, it is possible to talk to them physically, and the demon will talk back. I recall I told the same demon Abigail via telepathy. I thought she was ugly, and she responded by literally biting me twice. There were physical wounds and bleeding wounds at that. However, 3 days later, the bite marks disappeared with no trace or scarring, as if they were never there to begin with. I did have a conversation using a Ouija board. It was effective, but I learned quickly never talk to demons. So while it's not possible to speak to a demon in their way, it's possible, and I discourage it, to speak with a demon via telepathy. Spooky, spooky. We have some people coming in right now. Welcome all you guys. If you're new to the channel, this is just the sort of behind the scenes. I'm putting together a video on possession, entities, demonology. Real man of letters-esque. So I thought I'd do it and hang out with you guys at the same time. How you doing? Welcome to the squad. Everyone, say hello if you're new. Introduce yourself. Thank you for being here. Also, I need you guys' help, so Black Christians speaking to during church time. Just thought I would like to know more. I heard on Halloween portals opening up. Halloween portals. I'll write that one down. That sounds like a good topic to talk about. Whoa, controlled possession to evolve into another being. Bennett Tower. That sounds like a book that I need to read. I'm not sure if I'm down for that, but I would like to know about it. Dead Nephilim spirits according to the book of Enoch. Okay, you guys. So, I want this video to be somewhat, not so obvious. Something fresh. Like, for example, dead Nephilim spirits. Unless you're into niche occult studies, you're not generally going to know about that. So that's a great fucking angle. So if you guys have interesting angles Like, for example, speaking tongue in churches is like, I've seen 1,000 clips of people speaking tongue in churches, so that might be a little too obvious. Not that it's not good, but just something a little cuttier. Um, so if you guys have anything about that up your sleeves, Yesenia Reyes, what up, girl? How you doing? Shelly. Bennett Tower, you've been in the chat room before. Um, um, someone on this, I'm reading a negative comment on that book about shape shifting. Um, just completely disregarding the fact that shape shifting has been proven scientifically impossible. I love when people say shit like that. Like, it's been proved scientifically impossible that so and so can't be done. Like, get the fuck out of here. Science, I love science. But there's one thing I know about science, it's that they're being proven wrong all the goddamn time. Just like they said, it was scientifically proved that nothing can travel faster than the speed of light until they found black holes and realized that not even light can escape the gravitational pull of a black hole. Science was wrong. Science is, oh, it's impossible to fly. You can't fly. How silly would it be to fly? And especially in something as heavy as iron. Get the fuck out of here. Now we have a few, not tens, maybe tens of thousands of flights in iron machines a day, and people don't even bat an eye. So, first of all, this guy's comment is a joke. If possible, I highly doubt shapeshifters would like their secrets shared. Well, here's the thing. You can share whatever secret you want. And if people don't believe, people don't believe. You know, if people, like if you guys read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. In the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, fucking Tahuti, whatever you want to call them. In the Emerald Tablets, he gives the secret to eternal life. And it's basically meditating for 4 hours a day with your head facing the 4 cardinal directions: north, south, east, west. So, the secret to eternal life is right there, black and white. But is anyone going to try it? Is anyone going to actually meditate 4 hours every day to see whether or not it works? So here's the thing. Like, just be like, this comment says, what would they give that kind of information away? Well, easy. They want to see who's willing to do it. I'm not saying that shape-shifting is a thing, but if you want to find a squad of shapeshifters and see who's down, give them the information. Maybe it's hard as fuck to do. And see how many people actually try it. John Smith, there you go. You'll be our test subject. So yes, 4 hours a day, you gotta meditate with the head facing north, south, east, west. Now here's the thing. There's 2 different norths. There's true north and there's geographic north. So geographic north faces the North Pole. However, magnetic north, I'm not even sure where magnetic north is. Let's see, magnetic north. Is a wandering point on the Earth's surface at which the planet's magnetic field points vertically downwards. So the magnetic pole is near the North Pole. Wait, there's 3 poles. There's a North Magnetic Pole, there's a Geographic North Pole, and there's a North Geomagnetic Pole. Fuck, so there's a bunch of different spots for North. I don't know which one Thoth was talking about. Hold on, I'm trying to catch. Ooh, you guys are leaving some juicy comments right now, but I'm not able to keep up on my phone. Okay, yeah, the geo. So I'll tell you how I feel about North Pole, and then we'll get back to demonic possessions and shit. I would assume that aligning yourself with the North Pole is about getting yourself in equilibrium with the planet's natural electromagnetic field. So we know electromagnetic fields carry energy and they carry information. And to align with that puts us in alignment with the flow of energy. A good example is if you put two magnets together and you line up the north and south pole to where it creates a chain, the magnetic field is stronger, it's more powerful. But I did some studies on the pyramids, and it says the pyramids are aligned to true north, which is the North Pole, true north, not the magnetic pole. So it doesn't actually line up with the electromagnetic field of the planet, which for me doesn't make sense. I feel like the most power you would get is aligning with the energy, right? Because the North Pole, where the ice is just a part of the planet that receives the least amount of sun. It has nothing to do with the actual electromagnetic field. The electromagnetic field just happens to be close to the North Pole. So when you see that cool image of the electromagnetic field coming out of the North Pole and going into the South Pole, the only reason why that's there is because, again, the electromagnetic field coincidentally happens to be where the coldest part of the planet is, which is what we call the geographic north. Um, so I guess basically what I'm saying is it makes more sense to line up with the energy. But the pyramids line up with true north, which is just the cold part, the part that doesn't receive that much sunlight, um, which doesn't really have anything to do with um, energy other than the fact that it happens to be near the energetic North Pole. So I don't know how you guys feel about that. Um, so John Smith, you're gonna be our guinea pig, man. I don't know if you got to wake up at like 3 in the morning to get it done, but you know, Dominique, science is a collection of theories, absolutely. Regina, your uncle sat in the dark all day, sounds like me. And no one could understand what he was saying, also sounds like me. Let's hope I'm not possessed. Um, you can control a possession depending on your willpower. The act of absorbing the entity or spirit is a challenge, but there is a way to bind them to your will. As Yomelik, I believe you 100%. However, I can't imagine what type of strength of will and or training it would take to be able to control a spirit or entity. So I'm not even sure I would even bother trying because if you get it wrong, holy shit. Um, Reading your guys' comments right now. The book was banned due to deaths surrounding the book. Any book that comes with a warning, sign me up. Mm. I heard this well coming over, so if I can somehow get uninterrupted time, either way. Yeah, you got a fan, John Smith. It's all right. Here's what I was thinking too, because I was like, fuck, meditate 4 hours a day. Like, where are you gonna find time to do that? So basically, you have to do it when everyone else is sleeping. You sleep for 8 hours a day, anyways. Here's another interesting thing. In my studies of meditation, it is said in some areas of study that meditating actually recharges your body more than sleeping if you do it right. So if you manage to find a way to meditate to where it gives you more energy than sleeping, meditating for 4 hours a day might save you time in the long run because maybe all you need to do is meditate 4 hours a day and you don't have to sleep anymore. That would be dope. There's an anime that speaks about it. Of course, there's an anime that speaks about it. Azio, tell me the name of that anime so I can watch it. Everyone, please root on John Smith. For also, John Smith, you have to do it um, before you each reach the age of 50. So if you're past 50, it might be too late, man. Meditating for long, or maybe it's 100. Let me see if I can find it. A quick Google search. Um, Someone help me out here. There's got to be someone in here who's on the Emerald Tablet type like I am and would be able to tell me where it is, where it talks about meditating for 4 hours a day for eternal life. Um, it's gonna take me forever to find it. I thought it'd be easier. The keys of life and death. That's what I figured, but I'm not finding it as quickly as I had hoped. Someone find it faster than me. List ye, O man, and hear of ye wisdom. Hear the word that shall fill thee with life. Hear ye the word that shall banish the darkness. Hear ye the voice that shall banish the night. Remember when I did the Emerald Tablets audiobook? How cool was that? Oh, here we go. List ye, O man, while I give the secret, like, so that ye shall taste not of change. 1 hour each day shalt thou lie, with thine head pointed to the place of the positive pole, north. Oh. So here it is, you guys. See, it's crazy. I read the Emerald Tablets every fucking time I pick up more information. It says north in parentheses, but I think that was a mistake. Because this is a translation, right? It says place your head to the place of the positive pole, and then in parentheses, the editor put in north, which is a terrible fucking thing to do because Thoth didn't use the word north. Therefore, the edit shouldn't have been north. He used the word positive, which relates to the electromagnetic field, which changes. So not geographical north, John Smith. Get yourself a compass and meditate to the positive pole, positive north. Thank you, Sandra. Appreciate it. We found it though. We found it. GG me what up? So that's where all the power is, you guys. If you want to do your cult practices, if you want to do your manifestations, if you want to do these subtle things, you gotta tap into the flow of energy that's already there in place. And the biggest fucking flow of energy we have on the planet is the planet itself. And that is a scientific, quote unquote, fact that the Earth has an electromagnetic field coming from the movement of mantle and iron, basically, at the core of the Earth. Which is funny because the iron at the core of our blood cells is what creates the human electromagnetic field. How fucking as above, so below is that? But, so John Smith, we found our answer. 1 hour a day to the positive pole, so not true north. Do it to the compass north. No, it's not 4 hours per direction, John Smith. It's 1 hour. It's only 4 hours in total. 1 hour in each direction. Demon Slayer anime. Thank you for that. Um, I know, I had a moment where I felt like I was going crazy because I was doing some super intense Kundalini meditations, and I fucking felt like I was going crazy, so much so to where I had to stop doing it. And then I had a wild ass Kundalini eruption a few weeks after that while listening to Alan Watts. Um, it's a different story, though. Story for another time. Alchemy of life, they need us because of our blood. The spirits need us, who attach to us, need us because of our blood. And like you said, because of our energy and our vibration, which has to do with our electromagnetic field. So, in the Emerald Tablets too, it says that the children of the earth were using their magic um, to summon demons from the depth by using blood, because demons need blood, human blood, which has to do with the electromagnetic field, which has to do with vibrations and your frequency. It's all about frequency. It's all about resonance. It's all about vibration. And resonance is when two different objects sync in vibration. When two different frequencies match each other and they stimulate each other, that's where you get resonation. And it's almost like a reverberating. They match each other going back and forth. So when you vibrate low, you start to resonate with low vibrating entities, and then that's when they attach to you, in theory. So the key is vibrate higher. And also not mix with things of lower vibration, because even if you do vibrate higher, when you come into contact with something that vibrates lower, it will, by default, lower yours. This is the compensation that they talk about in the Hermetic philosophy, is that all things balance each other out. So if you mix hot with cold, you get warm. No matter how hot something is, if you mix it with something cold, it's gonna balance in between those two things. So that's why you have to be careful, and that's why simply vibrating higher is not always going to help. It will help. But the key is vibrating higher while also staying away from things that vibrate lower. If that helps. The comment section was serious, Dominique. I would love to. You guys hit me with your favorite books, your favorite fucking serious, heavy hitting books, because so far I've got one. Thank you, Bennett. Thank you. Karen Stagemeyer. Thank you for that tidbit. So it should be good. John Smith. 39 in this life. Nice. I'm not too far behind you, John Smith. I'm 31. We're not too far off, man. Kimstu no Yaiba. Sorry, you guys, I'm trying to. I know. I saw that there was more to the Emerald Tablets that we don't come across, but if you have a link for that, hit me. The Book of Smokeless Fire. Spooky, spooky. I like the name. Is the piano too loud in the background, you guys? Let me know if the music is too loud. Gigi Mai, if I'm saying that right, has lots of spiritual activity around her. Oh yeah, they drop dimes about power all the time, you guys. Here's the thing with the quote-unquote Illuminati, or the dark people of doing the dark things, is that there's a catch. There's always a catch. There's always a, remember, again, balance. There's always balance. So that the evildoers, in order to um, avoid the negative karma of the evil doing, is they have to say what they're doing, um, so that it's not so hidden. Because people think, oh, it's hidden. Oh, it's hidden. Like, they're doing it in secret. Like, get the fuck out of here, they're doing it in secret. Every movie you watch tells you exactly what people are doing. And that's why it's sort of a loophole. They're not outright. We're never going to see a headline in the newspaper saying, the Illuminati is real and this is what they're doing to control the earth. Like, it's never going to be like that, you guys. It's subtle. It's always subtle and it's always insidious. It's like a slow creep. It's like a slow possession, right? It's like a slow lowering of vibration, and then they sort of slip in the back door. And that's how they get out of the negative karma. Because basically they're going, look, we're showing you everything that's going on in the world. All the corruption. I haven't seen Joker yet. John Smith, I'll watch it soon. But I'm sure fucking Joker's laced with occult meaning and laced with how fucked up the world is. But remember, it's always twisted. It's always a twisted version of the truth. Because the best lies come with a piece of the truth. That's why they're so believable, because an aspect of them is rooted in reality. Because of course, the occult sort of magic things have been spun as negative. I'm not sure why. Actually, I think they're spun as negative because the people who are using them want people to think that they're negative, so that the bad guys are the only ones using it. Whereas the laws of nature, the laws of reality, sort of the Hermetic philosophy, is just laws, right? Law of vibration, correspondence, polarity, rhythm, all of this shit is just, they're just laws. They can be used for good or bad. Fire can keep you warm at night or it can burn your house down. So it seems to me like the occult and witchcraft and shit like that, was sort of demonized on a mass scale by really the Christian church. Or the Catholic Church? Who's the fucking witchiest religion of them all? Maybe not. Judaism is pretty fucking witchy. Islam. Well, all the Abrahamic religions, the ones that are based around Christ and Judaism, are witchy as hell, man. Like, every week I went to every week I went to church because I went to Catholic school, sometimes twice a week. And at every mass, we would stand up and be like, we're going to eat the body of Christ. Okay, we're done eating the body of Christ. Now we're going to drink the blood of Christ. That is witchy as fuck. I'm sorry. I don't want to hate on religions, and I don't want to, I'm just telling you black and white that if we stumbled into the jungle and saw native people having a ceremony where they're drinking the blood of their savior and eating the body of their savior, we would be like, damn, these guys are savages. I digress. Anyway, what was I saying? Where were we at? Movies, information, it's all there, you guys. That's one of the things I love about Ashira too. I'm sure a ton of you follow Ashira. Is she goes deep into movies, because they tell you everything, man. I remember I legit cried watching that movie Glass, because it was so fucking spot on. It was so in line with everything I'd been studying. Again, in relation to the law of rhythm, which talks about correspondence. Ooh, Dominique. what was I saying? Um, oh, Glass. I don't know if you guys ever. Did you guys ever see that movie Glass? By the way. Oh man, sorry, my fucking computer's going crazy right now. Come on, give me 1 second. Hold that thought, you guys. Hold that thought. I fixed my computer, but it's not completely. Um, no, I feel you, Dominique. It's you gotta take everything with a grain of salt. Um, I try to stay out of the conversation of race and what's superior. My thing is usually is that every scenario. I mean, I even had this conversation with her on her channel when we were talking about race when I went live with her. As I try to look at it more of the natural layout of the world. Like, in reference to race, was the argument I brought up with Ashira was having more melanin is absolutely better if you live at the equator or if you live somewhere that's super sunny, because part of it is blocking the damage from the sun. But in blocking damage from the sun, you also inhibit vitamin D production, which you need the sun for. So highly melanated people have to be in the sun longer to get the equal amounts of vitamin D as, say, a white person would. So people in the north are light-skinned because there's not much sun up there. It's always cloudy and rainy, cold as fuck. Some parts of the year they don't see the sun no more than fucking a couple hours a day, if that. And if it's rainy, they don't get direct sunlight for months at a time. So as an adaptation, people in the north are lighter skinned because without melanin, their body is able to produce more vitamin D because there's less blocking from the UV radiation. So that's how I try to see things. Is like, is having darker skin better? Yeah, in some circumstances, it's way fucking better because you don't want to get skin cancer if you live in the middle of the desert, the Saharan desert. But you put a fucking dark ass black person in Sweden, and they're gonna have to. God knows how they're gonna be able to get enough sunlight to create the amount of vitamin D they're gonna need in a place that doesn't get fucking sun for months at a time. But I also haven't. Ashira's background on melanation is super in depth, and I'm nowhere near where she is on that. So that's another reason why I don't comment on that, is because I have no fucking clue. She's sent me literature to look up before, and it's super fascinating. But I think at the time I looked, and it was I had to be balls deep to figure out what was going on, and I was like, I'll come back to that. It's really interesting, but I didn't have. I forgot about it. But anywho. Ashira's homies and has been super homies with me for a long time, and she's one of the reasons why my channel is as successful as it is. So I do thank her for that. Where did... Sorry, I was reading something. Jewish circumcision, where blood is sucked out. Oh my god, GG me, that's fucking savage. Talk about some demonic shit. Cutting little children's dicks off and sucking the blood out of it. Oh my god, what is fucking Some Orthodox groups use their mouth to draw blood after cutting the foreskin. Fucking savage. Absolutely savage. I can't even go down that rabbit hole right now. You can't be enlightened. Damn, a big ass bee just slammed into my window right now. Trying to keep up with you guys' comments. Give me a second. Yeah, go deep in here, Dominique, because like I said, I have a good judge of character, I would say, and it sure strikes me as a really good woman. I'm triggered by her race comments, and I'm homies with her, but it's just a trigger, you know. It's not rooted in reality, because I do know that she goes deep and does talk about it being further than race. But I also don't know her philosophy on the topic well enough to give that much insight on it, you know. Sergeant Grinner, reporting for duty. You've missed a lot, actually. Ooh, there you go, Alchemy Black. That's something I didn't know that's probably very useful to this. Eumelanin is the skin tone, neuromelanin is the pineal gland. Yeah, because the pineal gland creates the melanin too, right? Well said. Kareem Salou, what up? Yeah, on a lighter note, John Smith, wait, what? It's not 4 hours a day? Bring that back up. John Smith, I don't believe you. 1 hour each day shall thy head be pointed to the place of the negative pole. But doesn't it do east and west as well? Isn't it 1 hour for each pole? The racial stuff from the comment section does get carried away, Dominique. But I can't hold Ashira accountable for the ridiculous comments that people leave on YouTube sections. Some people, you should have seen the comments someone left on my channel the other day. It was something about my blood magic video I did, and he was all, "You're so right. I can't believe how wonderful this is. Ever since I turned my life to Satanism, everything's been great." And I was all, whoa, that escalated quickly. Nowhere did I ever mention Satanism. But this dude was like, "Yeah, go Satanism." It's like, fuck, whoa. Where are we at? There was something that I saw that you guys said that I wanted to. John Smith, yeah, fuck, what the hell? Where's the thing at? People contextualize things contingent on their understanding. Yes. To be fair, you can't blame them. To be fair, you can't blame people for only being, well, fuck, actually you can. Um, but at least you can blame people for conceptualizing things based on their own knowledge. Like, you could just pick up a fucking book or, like, learn more. But at least knowing that helps you not react so violently to when people say some nonsense things. Like when the guy said, "Good on you, Keith. Hail Satanism." And I was like, "Whoa, brother. It's not what I meant." Um, Tasting not of death, but one with this planet, holding thy form till all pass away. So here's the thing Toth was saying. Drawing on the balance of the earth. So you gotta, that's why you have to meditate with positive north, is because you're in the flow of electricity. If you match your electromagnetic field with the earth strengthens your electromagnetic charge, if you will. So what Toth is saying is, exist then shall thou while earth is existing. So as long as earth exists, you shall exist, because you're tied to the planet through this field. And by doing that, 1 hour each day shalt thou lie with thine head pointed to the place of. Wait, did I get this wrong the whole time, John Smith? Is it actually only 2 hours a day? No, it's 4, man. Oh. No, I stand corrected, John Smith. I've been holding this wrong for years. Everlasting life is north to south. When you meditate an hour for east and west, that's when you want to die. But not die in the sense of like die of cancer, but move on consciously. So hear ye my words and follow the pathway, keep thou the balance and live on in life, north to south, live on in life. Hear ye, O man, and listen to my voice. Listen to the wisdom that gives thee of death, not life. When at the end of thy work appointed, so when your mission is accomplished, thou may desire to pass from this life, pass to the plane where the sons of the morning live and have being as children of light. Pass without pain and pass without sorrow into the plane where is eternal light. First lie at rest with thine head to the eastward. Fold thou thy hands at the source of thy life, solar plexus. Place thou thy consciousness in the seat of life, which I'm assuming is the pineal. Whirl it and divide to north and south. Yesenia Reyes well said, no baby with the bathwater. Mike's World, random question. If a guy accidentally goes down on a girl on her period, did he accidentally bind himself to her? Homie, if you're going down on a girl on her period, that is by no means an accident. First of all, I like your style. You fucking savage. I like it. I like your style. You guys are some interesting folk, you know that? Fucking hell if I know. From an energetic level, I would say yes, absolutely. um, absolutely. What's the other thing? Hold on. Sarai, what's up? Yeah, we should all definitely do it, Dominique. Bennett Tower. Bennett Tower, I'm getting the impression that you are very well versed in dark magic and occult. So if there's anything that you feel like sharing, don't hold that shit back. Share it with the class, man. We're all here to learn. If you have an easier way for immortality that doesn't involve meeting at a crossroads, burying some personal items, and then selling my soul to a devil, I'm down. Um, Otherwise, me and John Smith might have to meditate every morning. Dominique is probably more closely on point than I am. You should already be bound if you're doing that. That's oh, that's so funny. Alchemy, what type of compass do we need? So what I would use is not an electric, and don't use a compass in your phone. Um, I don't trust digital because I don't know where the fuck it's coming from. I would get yourself a magnet that's an actual, like an analog fucking magnet, you know, something that's sitting in water using iron to pull to the actual magnetic field of the planet. That's the type of magnet I would use. Don't use one on your phone. Um, don't use the one on your phone. I like how we went from demonic possession to eating out women on their periods. You guys. What? This is why we can't have nice things. This is why we can't monetize our channel. I love it though. I'm just being an ass. No, we do have a good squad. I do love the squad that comes through. You guys are awesome. This is why I was gonna do this video as a live, the 3 types of entities and etc. And I was like, but fucking, in the long run, it's better for me to make really legit videos with edits and make them more captivating and make them more precise. But I was like, but I like fucking hanging out with the squad too in live. So I was like, oh, I'll do a live where it's like behind the scenes where I'm talking about the video that I'm gonna make. So, um, yeah, Nikki Delanka, period eating. You've missed a lot. While you were out, BT Dubs, while you were out. Um, Karen, yes, that is true. We are already immortal. However, I would like my body to be immortal also, or at least conscious of when I want to move on, which is cool. That's what the keys of life and death is talking about. It's like, hey, you want to live forever in this body? Here's what you do. When your mission is accomplished, now you can move on to the next life consciously, taking without pain, without sorrow, while taking the information with you. And that's where I'm at. Understanding, yes, of course, we're immortal, but I would rather not start over from fucking scratch every time. And like, I picked up the piano and was playing stuff that people were playing that have been playing piano their whole lives, and I was playing it within a year. So it's like, maybe I was a musician in a couple past lives. It's like, but I want to start from scratch and like have this vague inkling of what I went on before. Because I don't know about you guys, but I got one hell of an imagination, and I'm trying to go to fucking Star Wars land. I'm trying to meet Yoda and have lightsaber battles. Like, we live in an infinite universe, so this shit's possible, and I'm trying to create that, and I can't do that if I have to fucking start over from scratch every day, every lifetime, um, randomly. You know what I mean? So maybe a sanitary product ad. possibly. um, we got demonetized. Here we are talking. No, my channel's not monetized. My channel hasn't ever been monetized. So I'm just making a joke when I said we're getting demonetized, because we're not monetized. We're all organic, you guys. The only way I make money off of my YouTube channel is my Etsy shop, which is why I started the Etsy shop. It's like, all right, I'm not going to monetize my channel. Fuck ads. I hate ads. Um, how else can I make money off of this? So that's actually why I started the Etsy shop, was so that I can not worry about advertisements on my videos. Talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about, within reason. Last random question from Mike's World. You guys ready for this? It might be a bit, let's see. After performing the integral spirit spell, how do you... Oh, someone left a comment. Bro, Mike's World, I don't even know what the hell an intrinquin spell is. Apparently I'm not that real. But my pumpkin friend might know. Yeah, someone help me out with the intrinquin spell. The only spells that I do that involve tangible items, like an actual ritual, is with plants. That's the only thing. That's the only type of shit that I try not to mess with spirits too much. Not that I'm scared of spirits, but just that I don't know enough about. I haven't done my study on spirits and things like that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. It sounds like some voodoo shit, though. Let's find out. Intranquility spells. Yada 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 yada. Enter. An intranquility is a conjure formula for anointing oil, incense, sachet powders, candles, and washing products that are used in love spells designed to torment a departed lover until he or she returns. This is accomplished by calling upon an entity called the Intranquil spell. Ooh, entered hoodoo through Mexico. Leave it to the Mexicans. The Mexicans are super fucking passionate about their lovers. I could see them coming up with a spell to torment their lovers until they come back. So, okay, what was your question? How do you dispose of the wax? Okay, I don't know voodoo. I don't know the spells that you're doing. But if I were to guess, usually burning things returns stuff to spirit. So like when I told you that this spell stuff that I do with plants, I'll write out a note, like I want to make $50,000, and I'll bury it with a plant that represents abundance. But I'll write it on cotton paper, because cotton is 100% organic and it comes from the earth, so it breaks down. So the idea is I write it on the paper and I put it in the plant so that the plant gets, or so that the spell gets broken down and returned to the soil and to the plant. And the idea is once you make the once you set the intention, you sort of let it go. You set it, you let it go. You set it, you let it go. Set it, let it go. Again, I'm not practicing hoodoo or love spells. So everyone's going to have a different take, especially if you ask someone who does this regularly. But I always try to release stuff back to spirit. And the best way to do that is fire is one. Like you write a spell, you light it on fire, almost so that it gets to the other side. Or I plant shit in the soil, because the soil breaks down and releases to spirit also. And fulfill your purpose in this life so you don't have to come back. Karen, you seem awfully set on moving on and getting rid of this world. I like Earth. I know a lot of people don't like Earth and don't like this existence, but I like it a lot. It could be better, which is why I would like to stay here longer. I would like to transform Earth into a fucking paradise, and I don't think I can do that in 60 years. I can set something in motion, right? I can set something in motion that my lineage would carry out, but fuck that. I want to see it myself, you know? When I plant a tree, I planted a frankincense tree, right? I want to see that bitch 20 years from now. I want to see what it grows into. I want to collect and harvest my own frankincense resin, right? I want to see that. That's part of my mission. So if I can find a way to not only grow a frankincense tree, but grow a forest that spans half of the planet, I want to be here to see that. And so when you tell me finish it in this life so you don't have to come back, it's like, agreed. But you only say that because you're used to humans living only 80 years if you're lucky, right? But who's to say humans aren't supposed to live 300 years? Who's to say humans aren't supposed to live 1,000 years? Who's to say humans can't live indefinitely and move on when they want to move on? So I agree with you 100%. Finish it here so you don't have to come back. But just give me a little more time to finish it. You know what I'm saying? Give me a few extra 100 years. So that I don't have to come back. Go back to the period. Nice. It looks like you guys are answering questions for me, saving me some time. Huh? Go back to my period. Damn, Dominicans are savages. Some Americans just put an altar. I'm reading you guys' comments right now. My bad. Ooh, good information, Nikki Delanca. Everyone take notes. Make homies with the spirits. Don't get a new one every time. Hey, Mike, if she did some bad stuff to you, why do you want her back so bad? Oh, thanks, Shelly. You know what's funny? I don't know if you guys know, but I wrote a book called 7 Pillars, a Handbook. What is it called? A Handbook for Existence. I forgot the name of my own book. But it's actually not the first book. I actually wrote another book that I never published, called Shepherds of the Earth, and it's a guide to urban organic farming, and like how cool it is, and all the cool things you can do with plants. So definitely trying to be an earth keeper. Yeah, Dominique, some plants, there's trees in the world that are alive today that were alive during the time of Jesus. Like, how fucking cool is that? Can you imagine, like, planting a seed and then coming back 2,000 years later and being like, hey, what up? How you been? How you doing? Long time no see. Mike, thanks for stopping in, and thank you for the wonderful questions. I hope the squad was able to help you out. Keep to longevity is slowness of the breath. The giant tortoises live over 100 years and breathe at 4 times per minute. Truth addict. I'm glad you like the resins. Glad you like the resins. Oh shit. Yeah, there's no reason why humans shouldn't be living in the next time. I mean, it is found a jellyfish that lives forever. Like, it never dies. It reverts back to when it was like 4 years old. Its genes, I don't know how. So I'm sure they're doing that shit too. What could I grow inside a tiny house? You could grow fucking anything. It just won't get very big. Hat jellyfish, no brain or skeleton. That's interesting. What could I grow inside a tiny house? Yeah, anything. What do you want to grow? Depends on what you have for light. You can grow orchids. Orchids are pretty easy to grow. They don't need much light. Just put them next to the windowsill. Tell them they're pretty every day. Give them water. Yeah, you can grow fern. Ferns are a good thing to grow indoor. They don't. Low light plants are good for indoors. So ferns, orchids. What else? I don't know. Just type in low light plants. Just type in low light plants. Cool, you guys. Well, is there anything else? We talked about demonic possession. We talked about parasites, hitchhikers, and naturally blessed. Hola, buenos dias. Pothos plant. What's a pothos? Oh yeah, pothos are dope. I don't know. We always had these growing up. Devil's ivy. Dominic, you would throw out the devil's ivy. What plants have significant spiritual meaning? Ooh. Where do I begin? Now you are speaking my language. Like what genre? Like what? Technically, every fucking plant has a spiritual meaning and is significant to the culture that was around it for a long time. Ooh. Devil's Club. Devil's Club has a huge significant meaning. Devil's Club is an adaptogen. And what adaptogens do is they balance energies and the physical body. They correspond. Whatever they do for the body, they do for the soul. So Devil's Club balances blood sugar. If it's too low, if it's too high, it balances out. I just tried it on my dad recently. It didn't work as much as I hoped. It brought his blood sugar down by like 15 points in 10 minutes. But that was, I don't know if it would have a better use as an accumulative dose where you take it every day and it does it better. But Devil's Club is fucking powerful, and it's good for the solar plexus. It's good for like strengthening the will is what it does. If you consider yourself an empath, and you have trouble distinguishing between you and the other, your emotion and their emotions, or you have trouble speaking up, or you have trouble defining what it is that you want, who you are, and you're sort of too passive, Devil's Club is the herb for you. It's very Mars vitality. It's very active. It's very masculine, which is why it's so strong with boundaries, right? Because masculine is boundary, its walls, its definition, whereas feminine is sort of fluid, is sort of um, integrative, holistic, and it also fucking works with arthritis. It works with blood sugar. If you're stressed a lot and your adrenal glands are pumping, it helps sort of reset the adrenal glands so you're not fucking firing on all cylinders all the time. I've actually been, the reason why I know so much about Devil's Club is because I've been researching the hell out of it. Um, and if you guys have got my dream spagyric, the mugwort and Mexican dream herb, I finally made my second product. It took me a year, but it's with the Devil's Club, so it's the same process, the same spagyric process, where you take the essential oil, you take the minerals, and you distill the plant matter to get the alcohol. You mix all three together, and you have a spagyric. So now I have two Man of Letters herb products, herb treatments. And so Devil's Club is powerful. It comes from the Northwest, and it has these poisonous spines all over it. So if you touch it, it fucking pokes you, and you like, it doesn't kill you, but it festers really easily. Like breaks off and injects toxins into your skin. But what the natives would do, it's related to ginseng, but what the natives would do is they pull it out, get the root, peel the skin of the root off, and you just use the skin of the root, and you make tinctures and potions and shit out of it. But that's another powerful herb for, I feel it's powerful for people in spirituality, because people in spirituality, New Age movements, this world, seem to be very passive. They're very go with the flow. They're very passive. They're very poor in their boundaries. Not because they just have poor boundaries, but because they're so open to new ideas. They're so open to new experiences. They're just so open in general that they don't have borders. They don't have boundaries. So that's sort of why I came up with the Devil's Club. All right, it's good to be open, but let's balance it out. Let's reel it in. Let's have healthy boundaries. Let's speak up when shit's going wrong. Let's not be so passive and sometimes be active when we need to be. That's pretty much the herb that I would suggest. You don't have to get my spagyric either. You could do, you could order your own material and press it, make tinctures out of it. So you can do all kinds of shit with it. I think some people even burn it as a resin, as an incense. You know. Of course, ayahuasca is a no-brainer. I've tried ayahuasca. Someone asked if I've tried psychedelics, I think. The answer is no. I haven't. Yes, I have. My house is a jungle. Nice. Yeah, dude. I don't have many plants. I don't have any plants growing inside, but I have a ton of plants growing. Yeah, of course, all the psychedelics are useful. Ayahuasca, peyote, San Pedro, psilocybin, ibogaine. You know what's funny? One of the varieties of frankincense is actually a psychotropic, and it's Boswellia freriana. And I actually used that in my perfume. That's how I learned, because I got a bunch of perfume ingredients, and one of them was a specific variety of frankincense. So I was doing some research on it. It's freriana, and it has incensol in it, which is a mild hallucinogenic, and it's found. So if any of you guys end up getting the Man of Letters natural perfumes, you'll get a frankincense that has a slight psychotropic in it. You're welcome. Ooh, John Smith, space out. Don't take the dream spagyric too often. John Smith. I forgot to put this disclaimer out there, you guys. Mugwort has thuyon in it, which is toxic in large amounts. In small amounts, it's fine. In small amounts, it regulates certain hormones. What else does it do? It helps with like menstrual bleeding. It helps. It's more of a feminine herb. Mugwort's always been more feminine herb. It helps like menstrual cycles. It helps with cramps, but in large doses, it's actually toxic. So don't use don't use too much of the June blend. Um, you'd have to slam like a couple bottles to like really fuck you up. But just to err on the safe side, be slow with the Dream Spitchew. Shelly Meyer. Yeah, you guys should do some research on the Devil's Club. Devil's Club Spirit. Where's I was gonna send you guys a site to look up Devil's Club, but I actually looked up like 4 sites and put all of that information on my Etsy shop. So I'll just send the write-up to you on there so you guys have an understanding of it, which is super cool. It's really cool. Where's the shop? Where we at? Alright, here we go. Here it is. I'm gonna send you guys the link to the description of Devil's Club. Hopefully it helps. Come on. Smudging my hair with frankincense? Yeah, smudging hair, body, and clothes with any resin has always been, especially oud, agar wood that comes from Southeast Asia. People would burn it. So here's the thing. I learned something really cool. Come on, computer, chill out. When you're burning your resins, if it's too hot, it sears the resin, you lose the smell. But I found a way to get it right. So you have your ash from the coal, right? Take the ash, get your coal hot, take the ash, put the ash on top of the coal, and then put the resin on top of the ash. That way it smolders instead of burns, and the fucking smell is 1,000 times better, you guys. I cannot stress how much better the smell is. So if you guys have bought my resins, keep that in mind. Do not put the resin directly on the coal. Get the ash, put the ash on top of the coal, and then put the resin on top of the ash. It's kind of a process, but if it's a ritual, it should be a process. And I promise you, you will be better off for it. Took an herb to help put me to sleep? Yeah. Shit. Nice, John Smith. Yeah. Cool. Oh, that's a hypothetical video on ayahuasca. One time I grew Mary Jane in my closet when I was living in San Francisco, and I read my plants. I had 2 plants in the closet, 3 plants. And it was just a tiny ass closet, 3 plants, and me. And I read them the entire Hobbit. I read the entire Hobbit from start to finish to my plants. And it was the dankest dank that I ever grew in my entire life. They loved it. They fucking loved it. They were all about it. And they smelled like cotton candy. It was amazing. Cool. You guys have any more questions? or anything else you want to add? Anything you want to share with the squad? You guys want to do any self promo you want to do? You guys have YouTube channels that you want to share with people? You have books you want to share with people? You have Etsy shops you want to share with people? I figure my job here on planet Earth is to grow things. Plants, communities, fucking YouTube channels, businesses. I love growing shit. I'll grow mushrooms. I've grown crystals. I just like to grow things. I'm growing a child now. Well, his mom grew the child, but I'm like helping the child raise. So we gotta, might as well start here, right? Start here where we can. My plants like listening to Ashira. Wonderful. John Smith, I wouldn't start it unless you really want to, unless you're really called. Because if you're on point with your meditation and your dreams right now, unless you only use it in very specific, like you're gonna meditate and you be careful with it, I would say not to do it because I don't know, oregano can be powerful and it can really mess up. It can really mess up a flow if it's not done right, just because of how strong it is. So unless you're feeling super called to do it, I would try to stay away from it. Karen, smoking pot absolutely does not lower your vibration. Who said that? Who said that? Did Aaron Dottie say that? Did Koi Fresco say that? Who said that? What YouTuber said cannabis lowers your vibration? Oh, Salabi Studio, you bought some agarwood essential oil? Nice, that's amazing. I still have yet to smell that yet. What if you're vibrating higher than the plant? Ooh. Good question. Then you'll mix with the plant. If you vibrate higher than the plant, you'll mix with the plant. Ashira says weed lowers your vibe? What? Ashira, how does weed lower your vibration? So, no, smoking weed doesn't lower your vibration. I didn't hear her speech, but I'm sure it went something like this. If you abuse cannabis, it can lower your vibration. I've had some of the most enlightening, high frequency experiences of my life on oregano that I attribute to it. So I've had friends who can't get by throughout the day without smoking. Then, of course, it's become a habit, an addiction, and you can easily lower your vibration using pot. I have people who passively use it. That's what I was telling John Smith. Like, hey man, unless you're being really called to use it, don't mess with it because it can fuck up your vibe. Cannabis makes you very passive. Cannabis is an extremely feminine plant, and we see that in the use of it, people become more relaxed. People become more passive. So, say for me, that's why I don't burn in the mornings, because I won't do anything throughout the day. I become passive, I become more open, I become more relaxed. And yeah, of course, if you need to be active, smoking weed is gonna lower your vibration. Because it's going in the opposite direction of what you need to be doing. So now where I used to burn every day in college, or probably from like 22 to maybe 25 or 26, I was pretty much burning, if not every day, like at least 4 or 5 times a week. Whereas now, I probably burn 2 or 3 times a month. If I'm playing music or I'm hanging out with some of my homies, which I'm usually playing music. But that's again because I know If I have a bunch of work to do today and I burn, I'm not going to do a bunch of work that day. So, yes, to be fair, can cannabis be bad? Of course. If you abuse anything, it can be bad. Fucking meditation can be bad for you if you use meditation as an escape from the real world. And you, instead of actually doing things in the world, you're just sitting and you're meditating all day. Albeit a healthy distraction, it's still a distraction from shit that you're avoiding. So I don't know what Ashira said about cannabis. But I definitely do not believe that in every case it lowers your vibration. I don't see how. Especially since the human body has what we call an endocannabinoid system, which is a system designed specifically for cannabis. So cannabis, while some drugs mimic molecules and plug into the receptor, cannabis doesn't mimic a molecule and plug into its receptor. Cannabis has its own specific receptors in the body designed for cannabinoids. It's called the endocannabinoid system. It's found in the adipose tissue, which is fat. It's found in the lungs and the heart. It's found in the stomach and in the spinal and the nervous system. So what scientists are saying is that they think humanity has been around cannabis for such a long time that they evolved together. Now, you have how cannabis exists today is not how it's existed in the past. It's been refined, it's been hybridized, debatably, it's been genetically modified. It's been taken completely out of proportion, it's been synthesized, it's been extracted, and there's been so much done that's taken the plant out of its natural state to where it could fuck you up. It could have terrible adverse reactions. It could make you stupid paranoid. And yes, those are all bad things. But again, the history of the plant and our relationship to the plant and the fact that our bodies have evolved mechanisms specifically for the plant tells me that to have a blanket statement such as cannabis lowers your vibration doesn't resonate very well. It doesn't resonate. Also, on top of that, you're not even supposed to smoke this shit. The healthiest way to consume cannabis is to eat it raw, which has zero psychoactive effects. You lose the THC that makes you high. It starts as an acid, THC with a little V next to it, which means THC acid. You burn the acid, you burn the THC, it releases the acid, and it becomes free-based, and you absorb it to the blood. But the acid is what's healthiest. The THC as it exists on the plant. So the absolute healthiest way to consume cannabis is to eat it raw, which has zero psychoactive effect. Which could be another case for Ashira. And so I'll accept that. Maybe if she says smoking weed lowers your vibration, but eating it raises it. If that were the argument, I'd be more willing to accept that. I'd be more willing to accept that because it is a fact that it's 1,000 times healthier for you if you just consume it. Also, I think Alchemy just brought up the fact that CBD is healthy. So maybe consuming the plant that's higher in CBDs and lower in THC. But as with most things, it's not as simple as something is good or something is bad. To speak in terms of something is an absolute good or an absolute bad is to take it down in its micro form. An example would be an exact circumstance in which you're going to use the supplement. I'm going to have sex, so I'm going to smoke weed. Okay, that will enhance the experience. It will allow you to be more open, more relaxed. It will allow you to connect more because your boundaries are down, because you're more passive. Or I need to get 10 things done by 1 o'clock. It's 10 o'clock right now. And I'm going to smoke weed. Is that good or is that bad? that's bad because you don't want to be passive. You want to be active. You don't want to put yourself in a passive state of mind. So keep that in mind whenever someone says, gives you an absolute, like, this thing is bad or this thing is good. Listen to what they're saying. Do they mean generally speaking is good? Generally speaking is bad? Is it being abused? Is it being used as it was intended to be used? There's a lot of factors that go into these things. I do. Ashira is on a very clean diet. She doesn't encourage any altering substance use. That's fair. That's fair. But the idea that you can't use any substances to alter your consciousness is I used to believe in that. I used to go down that route. But the more I've learned about plants, because I like plants. I study plants. That's like one of my things I nerd out on. Is every substance alters your consciousness. Some are just more powerful than not. So obviously, cannabis is going to alter your consciousness more than mugwort is going to. But mugwort is still going to alter your consciousness, if you want to dream more and you go get mugwort and make a tea to help influence your dreams, then you're altering your consciousness, if you're hanging out with the homies and you have a gin and tonic, alcohol is altering your consciousness, not to mention all the different botanicals that are inside of gin that are going to alter your consciousness. The perfume I'm about to send you guys. I'm going to send Ashira one of these dank-ass perfumes, and she's going to fucking love it. She's going to be like, Keith, this is amazing. I'm going to be like, I know, because I made that shit. But frankincense, Boswellia feriana, has a compound called incensol in it, which is a mild psychoactive. So she's going to be having her consciousness altered when she puts this perfume on. Or even if she doesn't have to put it on, she just has to smell it, and you have an alteration of consciousness. So the more I've studied plants, the more I realize that there's shy upon no plant that's going to alter your consciousness in one way. So the counter argument could be like, I understand that, but cannabis alters the consciousness too much, which is fair enough, because cannabis fucking alters the hell out of your consciousness. Let's be real. Unless you're smoking CBD, or unless, again, you're eating it and you're not smoking it. Then there's very, very minimal alteration with the subconscious, which is probably the better way to go. Because I'm definitely in that same line of thought where it's like, I want it to be me. I want to be the source of the consciousness. I want to be the source of the passivity or the activity. I want to be the source of health, not the plants. I want the plants to be a helper to supplement what I'm already doing. So not using substances to alter your consciousness is probably the better way to go about things. Because then you're not relying on other things. You're more pure. There's a whole bunch of different things. But I don't necessarily think that you can get away from altering your consciousness with outside substances, unless you're like a breatharian and sun gazer, in which case the sun and air are altering your consciousness. There's no fucking way that you can't have your consciousness altered. I don't think. Or maybe I'm just biased. I could be biased because I like plants a lot. This is the only frankincense I have. It's not for sale yet. And I'm not even sure why, because it's finished. My idea is, Ashira helps me a lot with myself. Ashira's fucking so homies, you guys. You have no idea. She has fueled so many sales and so many subscribers to my channel. Like, I'm forever thankful for that. So the idea was send it to her, but I only bought 15. No, I bought 18. I bought 18 of these glass vials. So I was like, should I send one to Ashira, or should I sell them to my people first and see if I sell out all 17 or 18 vials? And I've been letting this one cure. The best smell is after 2 weeks, and it's been sitting for 4 or 5 days now. And the reason why I only got 18 is because I could have bought the little like $2 shitty ones, but I was like, nah, I'm trying to be Mad Blooders about it and be all gangster with the cool bottles. So the bottles costed a lot more, so I didn't get that many of them. But I like them. I'd rather spend more and have cool shit. Like for example, this right here is ambergris, which is a scent that comes from Wales. It's 1 milliliter, you guys. There's only 20 drops of ambergris in here. It's 1 milliliter. Look how tiny this fucking thing is compared to this 15 milliliter. This costed $25. $25 for this 1 milliliter thing. So it's like, what, $1.20? $1.20 per drop of this shit? So, but fuck it. You know what I mean? Like, that's how we roll at Mad Blooders. Like, if you're gonna do something, really fucking sink into it. You know, I would be going against the Mad Blooders thing if I was to get some cheap shit. But I'll sell it to you guys first, you know? Here's the thing though. I don't want to have a standard. Oh, this is my last thing, and then I'm gonna get off because it's fucking. I got shit to do. I have a lot of shit to do. I'm playing a wedding, singing in a wedding today. I want to make these perfumes specific to people, so I'm not gonna have a standard perfume. They're not all gonna smell the same. I want each one to be an individual perfume. Like, what do you like? What type of person are you? Are you floral or are you woody? Like, what do you want? Like, you want a fresh ass smell, or do you want a musky ass smell? Like, what kind of person are you? So, I just have to figure out a way to do that. Whoa, this is Anastasia. And this one is definitely woody. Frankincense and myrrh are the base of this. So the base notes are 2 trees. Actually, and cedar. I had cedar, frankincense and myrrh. Cedar, frankincense, myrrh. And then I have a couple other plant-based things and a couple animal-based things. So it's definitely not vegan. This one feels more like a ritual perfume than like, I don't know. It's fucking, I don't know, I can't even explain it anymore. This thing has changed so much. I love it, but it's like, I don't know. I'll let it go. Anywho, I'm out. Thanks for hanging out, you guys. I'll put the perfumes up. How about this? I'll put this perfume up. Tomorrow. This will go tomorrow. This will go tomorrow. I'll give it to Ashira too, but usually what I do is I market to my people first and then Ashira, because I pay her out. I give Ashira a coupon code, so whenever people use Ashira's, she has a coupon. Like, you guys follow Ashira, she's like, use my code Ashira10. So you get the discount from Ashira, plus I have to pay out Ashira for the affiliate, so I end up not making much money. Well, I do, because her audience is so huge that it balances out. But I only had 18 of these, you know, so Whereas if I'm making, say, 15, 20 bucks profit a bottle, I'm making 8 to like 13 profit a bottle. But I'm also selling 10 times more. I don't know. This is the business. Might not be that interesting, but this is the business side of shit. So, but I'll give it to you guys first. And this one, like I said, is earthy. It's floral on the finish because I use rose oil. It's got rose oil, it's got lavender, and it's got white sage oil. And I distilled the white sage last week, so this is my white sage. Some of the oils in here are created myself. So it has a floral soft finish on the end, but the first thing that hits you is definitely like a deep woody, like a deep fucking woody Middle Eastern, almost animal, almost like an animal, wild. It's like a wild woody. Fucking gonna do some dark ass rituals in the woods at 3 o'clock in the morning, summoning spirits. But then the spirits end up being really floral at the end, if that makes any sense. Anywho, thanks for hanging out. Yeah, any business. I mean, I call it affiliate marketing, but it's basically I just give people coupon codes, and so when people use my coupon code, it'll say Ashira 10. So basically, I'll be like, okay, there's 8 orders from Ashira, and I look at those orders, I tally up how much it is, I times it by 20%, and then I subtract that and I send that over to Ashira. So it's not official affiliate marketing. It's just I give you a coupon code, and the coupon allows me to keep track of your sales, and that's that. But it is high, but it also it gives her incentive to push the product more. And like I said, at the end of the day, sales are better than no sales. And the more she pushes the product, the more sales I get. Not to mention that, every time she pushes my product, she talks about my channel. So every time she brings up my product, I get more sales and I get a shit ton more subscribers, which equals to more sales in the long run because I use my YouTube channel for my Etsy. So while 20 is high, it works out for me in the long run. Plus she's homies, like, you know, it's what it is. It's what it is. But yeah, so thanks you guys. Wish me luck today. I appreciate the feedback, Karen. I really do. But she's got a channel of 100,000 subscribers, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be making anything off of her network. But I am making off of her network. So, that being said, you guys have a good day, good evening, and keep your mind and your sights open for this perfume. Haven't decided what I'm going to price it at yet. It's not very big. It's only 8 milliliters. But, thanks for hanging out, you guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you soon. Peace out.